Well, good morning. I hope all is well with you. It is Motivational Monday morning, and I just want to tell you about yesterday and my adventures. I did some errands, and it's the kindness of strangers that help you along the way. And little did I know is that there's a little connection. But let me tell you what happened. Um, as you know, I like to go out and about in the scooter, and yesterday afternoon, Um, I went out and had to do some errands. I stopped off at got me some new shoes at DSW, and then I got a another package, and I will put that on there as well. But what happened was I had the one hand. It was a big box. It was one of those I guess those mops. And so the mop was, so I held the, so I was holding the box in one hand on the scooter, and and then I had a bag from the DSW in the other hand. So I was a little bit overwhelmed, but and it's not too far. It's only about 10-15 minutes away by scooter time, and so I just so as I was getting out of the door and everything, I was trying to readjust so I would not tip. Uh, Anyhow, a young lady came up and said, "Do you need some help?" Well, I like to be independent, as you all know, and I told her, kindly, I said, "I think I got it. I think I got it." She said, "Well, well, how far are you going?" I said, "Oh, I'm just going around the corner, follow the sidewalk and around." Of course, it was about almost about over 85 degrees out. I took my time, but I said, "No, I got the sidewalk, and I'll make it. I'll go." And she says, "You sure?" And she tried to help me and everything, but I was kind and so and I appreciated her help because sometimes I'm for those of you who know me, if I need help, I'll tell you I need help. But if I'm determined, I was in there, and so I said, well, I said, because I like to do things. I told her I'm independent and everything. I said, besides, I said my wife's in Brazil, and her response was, "Damn her," and I said, "Excuse me?" She says, "I wish I was in Brazil instead of her right now." I said, "Oh, okay." I thought she was just trying to, let me know that she didn't appreciate my wife leaving me here alone. But no, she just would rather have been in Brazil instead in Miami at this time, which, I can explain. I can, I can relate to that. But but getting back to the main story, I had no idea who this woman was. So I told her, I asked her if she could take a picture, and she did, and that's the picture you see attached to the post, and it's just incredible, just the way things happen. Anyway, this is, and so then I got, so as I was going down the sidewalk, the next thing I know is that there's these, how Bob's barricades are. They're doing construction on the one street, so they block off the one part of the sidewalk. Anyway, I make it home. I go through, I cross over and through, and I see the one guy, a friend of mine, from an Aventura officer, and he says, "Brian," he said, "what you got there?" He says, I says, "Well, I got a mop, and I got some shoes." He says, "Oh, you're gonna be cleaning?" I said, "No, no, no, no. I got that for Yada." I said, "She's gonna be doing the cleaning." I'm very thoughtful, aren't I? And the reason I did, because remember a few weeks ago, or I think it was last week, when I brought back on my scooter, I said I brought back all that dirt from Publix because of the construction over there. So I was very thoughtful. I went and got a mop, so Yada would be able to, at least clean it up a little better this time. But and so he says, I said, "But can you do me a favor?" I says, "Can you make sure I just get across the street okay?" I says, "Because," he says, "No, no problem." So, uh, I was by Aventura's finest. Made sure I got across the street. It's just like, how did the chicken across the road? He got assistance from a police officer. And anyway, I don't think Colonel Sanders would have helped the poor chicken, though, that way. But anyway, that's a story for another day. So it's the kindness of strangers and friends that make it through the day. So, with all these things going on in the world, it's nice to see that people are, you know, who they truly are. Okay, they're not all bad, and I see people that say, "Oh, we're not a racist country or anything, or bigoted country or whatever," but we all have issues, and sometimes we have all our own ideas and are hot-headed sometimes. But in the long run, we are one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all, and that's the main thing. So I'm glad you enjoyed my Sunday adventure story on in Aventura. Um, there's Stay tuned for another little video, and you'll get a kick out of this too. It just goes to show you how crazy people are, and you know. But I'm glad you enjoyed this one, and I'm glad you're so just enjoy. And Sleepy and Yada are still in Brazil. They'll be back in a couple days, and I am surviving one day at a time. Y'all be good. Bye bye.